Hi, this is David Summerfleck. I am the owner and chief web designer for AffordableWebsitesDenver.com. And in this very brief video, I would just like to go over some of the differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Some people are already extremely familiar with this difference, but some people who are new to WordPress are not as familiar and can easily get confused. And so I wanted to just take a couple of minutes to go over this very briefly here. WordPress.com is basically, as a web designer, I meet clients all the time who say, I'd like to have a website for my business, but I really have no budget to work with, or I only have $50 or something. And I wish them well and tell them go to WordPress.com. WordPress.com is basically you're using the WordPress itself is the motor, the core content management system that allows you to move things around and have different functionality and have pages and blog posts and where to put the images and whatnot. That's WordPress. WordPress.com is a free website that lets you create your own website. You can, for the most part, do whatever you want with it. You're going to have to pay for a domain name. If you want a certain amount of space to handle traffic, you're going to have to pay for that. And if you want to be able to put advertisements on your website, you can't do that. If you want to have e-commerce, can't do that. A lot of the other options that you would normally have for the paid or self-hosted version of WordPress, WordPress.com doesn't do that. This is for people who want to have a free website or blog and are okay with advertisements popping up here and there from time to time, and watching what they say in terms of content, making real sure that you own the copyright for every single image and every word that you post on your website or blog, or it can be removed. If that's okay with you, WordPress.com is great. It's a fabulous company. It's a fabulous content management system that obviously I love. But I don't have a WordPress.com website because I want to be able to say what I want in blogs, use whatever imagery I want to, be able to change my content around at will, and not have to worry about someone saying they didn't like a particular image or question the copyright or whatever, and then I wake up one morning and the site's down. So WordPress.com is for people who are okay with that. It's possible that you could use an image or content that someone may be offended by or question the authenticity of, and it's very possible you could wake up one morning and your website's not there, and could take weeks to resolve and get that straightened out. If you want e-commerce or tracking, things of that nature, then you may want to look at the self-hosted or paid hosted version of WordPress. And that's where you would go to a company who is a web host, such as GoDaddy or Bluehost or HostGator or any number of other web hosting provider companies. And as far as how you should pick a web hosting provider company, my personal feeling is go with the biggest, go with the best. I don't have affiliate programs with GoDaddy or Bluehost or HostGator. Those are the three biggest ones. If you want to go with someone who's smaller and you think may save you a little bit of money in the long run, that's up to you. But the bigger companies such as GoDaddy and HostGator and Bluehost are the most well known. It's unlikely they're going to go out of business, and it's more likely that they'll be able to help you when you need help. GoDaddy, I know, has 24-hour customer support. They're the biggest in the world. Other companies may save you $5 here or there, but in my opinion, what's the point? I mean, why not just go with someone can handle what it is that you need and is reputable? So that's how I feel about website hosting. So WordPress.com is where you would go for your free website. You're okay with the ads that may or may not show up. You're okay with the limitations. That's WordPress.com. Now WordPress.org is different. WordPress.org is basically where you would go to research free themes that you may use. It's also where you would go to find free plugins that you may use. And again, WordPress.com has a limit to how many plugins you may use. I'm not exactly sure what the limitations are in terms of quantity, but it may be that you only can use what's already there. I'm not sure. It's been a while. But WordPress.org is basically a giant knowledge repository where you can download any number of free themes, plugins, such as for e-commerce, advertisements, whatever you can think of, mobile addresses, mobile responsive design concerns. Support is basically for the forums and documents and just studying WordPress. And Get Involved is for developers or people who just really want to get into it. And there's the WordPress blog. And I also highly recommend WordPress.tv for 1 million tutorials. And some of them may be more advanced. In fact, let's take a quick look. I don't know if these would be considered great for beginners or not. Let's see, these may be for people who are a little bit more advanced, maybe intermediate developers. I'd say if you're at the intermediate level, then you can probably learn a lot from watching WordPress.tv and learning from their examples. If you're a beginner, it may be over your head, but there's no better way to tell than to just go and look. So that's the difference between WordPress.com, WordPress.org, and the self-hosted, paid hosted versus the free version of WordPress. So I really hope that helps to clarify these different versions of WordPress or different perceptions of WordPress that beginners are often confused by, and developers may have a difficult time articulating clearly. And as usual, if you have any questions at all that you can think of, please drop us a line. And if you're interested in website development or WordPress help, please visit us at affordablewebsitesdenver.com. Thank you very much and take care, everybody.